Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy DaVon back in the flesh for another legendary video. Appreciate you guys coming through and showing your love and support. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and let's get into it talking about everything that took place for TNA Genesis for 2025 as I'm doing results and review. I'm not going to keep it too long for you guys, and most people will do 2 hours, 3 hours, wherever the case may be, but I'm getting straight to the point. I know a lot of you guys just didn't have the time to watch the show. But more importantly, let's dive into talking about everything that happened in the new landscape of TNA wrestling. We had so much the big news that took place as you have been follow up over the beginning of the weekend. We had announcement that shaked up the industry of the forbidden door that most people call it, as TNA and WWE have now made a long-term contract obligation to work together for the upcoming future for the next few years. The details are amazing as we're going to be having a crossover of TNA wrestlers as well as WWE superstars flipping back and forth. You may even see some big heavyweights as we had so many people on Instagram and as well as X, formerly known as Twitter, chopping it about it, talking about it. Even John Cena, the man, the myth, the legend, the 16-time world champion, maybe make an appearance in TNA in the near future. But more importantly, the show was good. And let's dive into the countdown show as we had Mark Henry there. We had Tommy Dreamer. We had Dave LaGretta of Fightful and a Busted Open Radio. We had Gia Miller holding it down with the interviews and hosting. Also, we had appearance from Ariana Grace from NXT. We shake things up with Ashanti Adonis. He appeared in a ring for Open Challenge from NXT, and it was answered by Jake something. The match was good, fast offense. Ashanti kept the swiftness with his calm, cool collectiveness. Jake something was able to collect the victory by securing the victory with the Into the Void, which is a phenomenal move, and it was solid. Then we get to the next match. Frankie Kazarian defeated no other than Leon Slate with the La Castia. The match was good. It was a lot of offense from the TNA legend. More importantly, kept me invested through the course of that match as well for the countdown show. Then we got introduced into the main show as TNA officially got underway for Genesis with the announcers being on the tables. We have Mackenzie Mitchell holding down for the commentary. We had Tom Hendry, and we had Matt, of course, ready for doing the 1-2 play-by-play man, holding us down when it came to TNA with the audience and introducing us to the transitional opening match. The traditional opening match was the TNA Championship. We had the big man, Moose Power, doing his thing, holding his thing, and doing whatever he possibly can as he defeated the likes of Ace Austin after interference, of course, with the rest of the crew that kept things at bay. And then more importantly, Moose introduced a brand new TNA Championship. It looked good. It felt good. It had a King's crown on the top of the silhouette with the X logo with the red strap. It looked good. What more can you say about it? I enjoyed how everything was coming across for that actual new championship. But things broke down afterwards, where Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers tried to attack Ace Austin afterwards, but Steve Macklin and Eric Young made the save. This led to the next match that took place in tag team action, as Eric Young and Steve Macklin defeated the Systems, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards. There was a lot of back and forth, a great transition, and I was feeling it, and I look forward to the storyline continue to progress with the System, and as well as Eric Young and Steve Macklin. Then we get to the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships as we had Spitfire of Danny Luna and Joey the Threat defending the gold and retaining the gold against the House of Elegance of Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance. The match was cool, calm, cool, and collected for what it was. George Iceman tried to do what he possibly can to get his interference, but they hit that lovely pressure drop to secure the victory, and the fans were into it, and they retained the tag team championships. Frankie Kazarian had a backstage, and had an interview, and he put over Leon Slate as being the future of professional wrestling. More importantly, he went ahead and talked about saying right now is the present. Kazarian says that he is keeping his eye on what will happen with the TNA World Championship and see if he cashes in and call your shot gauntlet trophy that he currently holds. And maybe he might try to screw over no other than Joe Hendry if he tries to collect that gold. Because, they have a long-standing beef, and it's just going to continue through the course of time in TNA. Then we get to Tessa Blanchard versus Jordynne Grace in a non-stop, hard-hitting match. These ladies put on a clinic. More importantly, I enjoyed how the flow of the match was flowing. Everything was running smooth, and I was highly invested to wanting to see more of what these ladies could put on the offense. Of course, I know there's a lot of controversy when it comes to talking about Tessa Blanchard, but she was able to secure the victory to get past Jordynne Grace's. Jordynne Grace's contract is dimming to make that jump to NXT to WWE because it's just the writing on the wall. But in overall, Tessa Blanchard got the victory with the lovely Magnum Code Breaker and got that 1, 2, 3 and held down the Juggernaut and had her looking at the lights in the ceiling with her shoulders pinned to the mat. But in overall, it was good. Then we get to the I Quit match. Mike Santana, he defeated Josh Alexander in a banger match. These boys really put on a true technical style match. They was able to get off their signatures and trademarks, and it was good stuff. Mike Santana was able to secure the victory with the 1, 2, 3, where things got intriguing afterwards, where they showed a sign of respect, handshaking each other, and Santana grabbed the microphone, demanded for Josh Alexander to say those words, that he fulfilled the promise, and shook his hand. And Josh Alexander said he's now the new standard of TNA, and he is now quitting TNA wrestling. Then we get to the next follow match that was great for tag team wrestling. We had the Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, defending their gold and retaining their gold as they went at it against the Rascals, a young team that continues to show the test of time, doing great things. And it was a lot of back and forth, great transitions. It was calm, cool, collective, left nothing unturned. And the Hardys were able to come off victorious. It was a good match. And I look forward to seeing what else maybe happen in the land of TNA when it comes to that tag team division. But the big shocker was the update. We had Axiom, Nathan Frazier and Axiom came into the house, setting the challenge for the Rascals as the NXT Tag Team Champions will be defending the gold next week on TNA Wrestling. That's like a chef's kiss, and more importantly, it's going to be good. I guarantee it, and I'll look forward to seeing how this turns out. But this is the first time we got an NXT Championship defended in TNA, and it's for the Tag Team Championship. We know this match is going to be great, and I'm loving this nice crossover, and it's just a matter of time before WWE ends up buying TNA to make it a developmental another brand in some kind of way, like Ohio Valley Wrestling, or just a grooming stage before they make it to TNA, from TNA to NXT. But in overall, it was great from start to finish, and you truly couldn't ask for nothing more. Then we got into the TNA Women's Knockouts World Championship for the women's division. As we had the lovely Masha. Of course, everybody knows Masha Slamovich. She not only defended her gold and retained her gold in a hardcore style match against no other than Rosemary. These ladies put on a clinic. They outshined each other. They went to the limits, and it was good. The post match, we ended up having NXT's Cora Jade coming down there. She set her sights directly towards Masha, and it looks like we're going to be having the Knockouts Championship being defended against Cora Jade. It's going to be a good one, and you know they're going to put on a clinic. Then we got the cleanup of the ring, and they pretty much was at the upper ramp. We had Santina Marella, the members of the Busted Open podcast, and they all went ahead and talked about how everything was going to progress and who they had to set their opinion on who's going to win the world championship. Everybody had their say. We ended up having Nick Namath's brother coming down there, of course, interfering, interrupting the whole situation. But Santino wasn't playing no games. He shut it down very quickly. And barred, of course, lovely Nick Namath's brother from the match. And security ended up escorting him directly from the stage part. And we got ready for the big one. Then it was time for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship as we had Nick Namath, the world champion, defending his gold against Joe Hendry. It's officially losing to the new era of TNA, but so much took place and so much drama, including we also had the likes of Ryan Namath coming back to the arena, having a front row ticket. And of course, was trying to get involved, as well as we have Frankie Kazarian about to cash in his trophy shot for the TNA World Championship after they were all down in the mid part of the match. But we had the Lone Wolf or the Lone Cowboy. JBL came out there and laid out Ryan Namath as well as laying out Frankie Kazarian. But the cherry on top was we have a new TNA World Champion as we ended up having no other than Joe Hendry hitting that final call or the final curtain and was able to secure the victory with that slam on Nick Namath, clean directly in the middle of the ring to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And overall, it was phenomenal from start to finish, and the crowd was behind Joe Hendry the whole entire time. It's a new dawn era when it comes to TNA. He celebrated with the fans, and things ended up going off the air when it came to TNA's programming. But also, when it comes to the short list, we have a couple of talent that made contracts are ending, including the likes of PCO, who was over at the GCW programming. He smashed the digital championship for TNA. He smashed it to pieces and pretty much went on the Bennett rant. Pretty much a lot of people thought it was like a shoot or some kind of situation, but pretty much he was done at the end of 2024. As well, we have Josh Alexander's contract initially ended, even though it was a I quit match. But he is officially making his run towards WWE, and things are looking up when it comes to a lot of talent switching it up because they just wasn't going to take a budget cut. But now with things with WWE, we're getting the big machine money coming into this small company. But more importantly, I appreciate you guys coming through and showing your love and support. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, you better believe. Peace.